Hello everyone. So today we are here with Nick Pilcher. He is a marine biologist all the way from Malaysia.
My name's Nick Pilcher, but I travel far and wide to work with sea turtles.
What would you say is your favorite part about your job?
Look, I guess the best part about this whole science thing, and sometimes we use the word a little bit too loosely, and people think, oh, being a scientist is some incredible thing. To me, science is a tool to do the things that I want to do, rather than it's an end goal. Like, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be a scientist. No, I'm the guy who's out there trying to find solutions to save sea turtles, using science as the tool to do it. I have one project where we catch turtles by hand off a speedboat. So we drive the speedboat at top speed and we chase the turtles, and then somebody dives and catches them by hand. We call it turtle rodeo. And we do this because we have to study sea turtles in the ocean. That's one of the things we do. Another part of my work is we do aerial surveys looking for sea turtles from the sky. And so we're in a small plane and we're flying just 600-700 feet above the water, and we go along and we see turtles, but we also see manta rays and whale sharks and whales and dolphins and dugongs, you name it. We get to see all these things. And maybe the other part is just simply the places I get to go. I spent a lot of time in the Middle East. I've been in Yemen, I've been in Socotra, I've been in Iran, I've been in Pakistan, I've been in the Pacific, on a number of islands. I've been in Australia, I've been all over Southeast Asia. I could pretty much count every single country between Saudi Arabia and Malaysia, and I've worked there.
That is really, really cool. Wow. And you were saying that your favorite place that you've been to is Malaysia, and that's where you're mostly based out of, correct, at the moment?
So Malaysia is home, and it's been home now for the last 20 years. So I love it here.
So when did you decide that you wanted to get into marine biology?
Probably when I was like 5 or something like that. Yeah, really. Right from a very, very young age, I knew that the sea and the fish and the corals and the animals and whatever, that was me. That's what I wanted to do. And I don't know how that happened or why it happened. I think it was watching TV shows where they showed a lot of underwater documentaries. And I said, man, I want to do that when I grow up. And here I am, doing exactly that.
So what are some common misconceptions that people have about scientists?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think scientists are these nerdy people that are out there, with test tubes and pouring things and blowing up laboratories and all of that. And I not even close to being the truth. A scientist is simply a person who uses any science to do something.
Perfect. So with turtles, do you feel that they're intelligent?
They have these incredible navigation skills. That means they can go to a beach one day and look around and say, right, this is my nesting site. And 3-4 years later, you'll find them within 2 or 3 feet of the exact same spot where they were before. They have these incredible adaptations to the planet as it is. And if you think that they've survived the dinosaurs, they've survived so many species extinctions, and here they are. There's got to be something working for them.
Wow, that's really cool. So, how is the gender of the turtle determined?
That's a really cool question, and that's something that maybe is one of those adaptation things that I think is unique. So in sea turtles, whether they become a male or a female is all dependent on the temperature of the sand where the eggs are incubating. So if the sand is cool, we get more male turtles, and if the sand is warm, we get more female turtles.
Wow. So does that mean that climate change is changing the amount of male and females?
That is a worry. That's something that scientists and even myself are starting to look into a lot more. But interestingly enough, that's not yet being proven out there in the wild. So it could just be that it's not yet time for us to be able to determine that. Keep in mind that over the history of turtles being on this planet, climate has changed many times. There has been cool periods, there's been warm periods, and sea turtles are still here. So what that tells you is that somehow or another there must be some capacity to adapt. But now it's changing very quickly. What we don't know is whether turtles can adapt to that rate of change rather than the change itself.
It's really cool. So it seems like you do a lot. What do you do in your spare time that isn't science related?
I fly airplane.
You fly an airplane. That's really cool.
We were doing aerial surveys looking for sea turtles in the Philippines. And I had been flying with this pilot for quite a long time, and we'd been doing this for a year or so, and the pilot turned to me one day, he says, well, you want to fly? And I was like, wow, how cool is that? And so there I was, 2,000 feet up in the air, flying an airplane for the first time in my life. And it was so exciting that I became a pilot.
What do you feel are threats to turtles?
I would say, without a doubt, fishing is probably the biggest threat. You remember, it's an accidental capture of turtles. So it's not like fishermen wake up in the morning and clap their hands and go, right, let's go kill some sea turtles. It's not like that. It's these fishermen who wake up in the morning to go out and do their job. And turtles just happen to get in the way. And we call that bycatch. And until you can get a fisherman to understand the value of protecting a sea turtle, then they really don't start out thinking like that. We've just got to really understand that in the developing world, we need to be helping people move forward. I really think that it's the assistance programs that are going to be a lot more valuable in the future. A number of years ago, there was the whole issue of dolphin-free tuna, because dolphins were being caught in the same nets as tuna and they were dying, and people got really, really upset. And so all of a sudden we saw tuna cans that said, dolphin free. And people started buying those tuna brands rather than the other tuna brands because they didn't want to be eating something that had killed dolphins. Well, we could do something along those lines for sea turtles. We could have, turtle-free shrimp. But in a developing country, in the places where I work, there is no such choice. You go to a market and there is shrimp, or shrimp. I'd love to think that one day everybody in the world would be able to choose and be in the position to choose between turtle-friendly shrimp and non-turtle-friendly shrimp. But at the moment, I don't think we're quite there yet.
What can we do to try to help out?
In the United States, you have a program using turtle excluder devices, these TEDs, or TEDs as we call them. And these are some grids that fit in a trawl net. And as the trawl net is dragging along the seabed, the fish and the shrimp, they go through the bars and they end up in the back of the net where the fishermen want them. But something big like a sea turtle hits those bars and gets pushed out through a flap. So the sea turtle survives, and the fish and shrimp get caught just the way the fishermen wanted. So that's a solution that works really, really well in one type of net, the trawl net.
So, moving into the future, what advice would you give kids of today as they become stewards of the ocean?
It's being that person with wishful thinking. I've got a picture of, I want to see turtles swimming in the ocean. I want to see some beaches that are protected. I want to see fishermen doing the right thing. And so I've got that vision of where things need to go. Right? That helps me design the road to get from here to there. Now it's just a case of going out and getting there.
Thank you so much. It's been really personally interesting. And just thank you so much for your time.
Not at all.
Thank you.